Bonjour, and welcome to my weekly new comic book review. Best day of the week. I don't know about you, but it gets me very excited. Welcome to all you comic book geeks, readers, and collectors. Little bit for everyone this week. I think we're looking at an independent dominated week. The mainstream, the two big boys always there. Do we call Dark Horse an independent still, or is that part of the establishment? They've been going so long. Image, I mean, but then again, they have got indie. I know I'm rambling a bit here, but they still do have indie creators on board and ex-Kickstarter stuff. So yes, we will include them in. Sorry, I was thinking out loud. That was a stream of consciousness gushing forth, vomiting forth. Apologies for that. Shall we get on with my top 10 of the week? 5 of which I'm going to do a deep dive on after the scroll. That will be more spoiler heavy. So if there are ones, I will be showing it before my top 10 before the scroll. But if you don't want to see the spoilers, you haven't got it through the post yet, or the spoilers are going to be there. I'm going to do cover of the week right at the end of the video. Just a little bit of fun. Imagining if we only had pocket money for one comic and we was on our way to the spinner rack or the shelves at the drugstore, newsagents, whatever country you hail from, and you've got to choose that. Oh, what would be the comic that sucks you in? Just a little bit of fun at the end of the video. No whinge of the week because there's too much good stuff. It was over 20 books I got this week, so let's get on with it. My top 5 that I'm going to do the deep dive on after the scroll. This was surprising. The Witcher. I'm not a fan. I didn't read the books. I didn't play the game. And you know what? I didn't much like the Netflix show. I found it a little bit dull. So I'm sorry. But nevertheless, it was the artwork that drew me into this. And it is a beautiful book. Can't wait to show you that. If you haven't seen it yet, can't wait to show you that. Beautiful artwork again in this. We've got to have we've got to have a little flick through this. And our main hero is kind of one of those pivotal issues for our hero. Really, I've been enjoying that from the start. This one I haven't been totally enjoying from the start, but I am on board now. And I thought that was a beautiful cover with Cap's new shield, which is see-through. You've got to read the comic to find out why. But I just thought that was a beautiful comic. Great story in there as well. And I like the way Straczynski's taking Cap, Steve Rogers, on a little bit. The stakes are still high, but the characterisation's dialed down a little bit. It's not as intense. So, and I'm enjoying that take on Steve Rogers, to be fair. So I'm kind of on board now. What issue are we on? Issue 9. I would say it took me a good 4 or 5 issues to kind of get into the rhythm of a more horror-based, or not horror, a more supernatural-based storyline. But it is good, and obviously it's JMS writing it, so, The only my little tiny little whinge is with Marvel and some of these books swapping out the art teams. It's so annoying. And also, let me know in the comments whether you find it annoying if you collect the trade paperback, the collected editions of these books, where you're reading a story and each chapter just like changes artist. You've got chapter 1 and chapter 2 is the same artist. Then chapter 3 is different. Then the regular artist is back 4, 5. No, it's no good. No good. But let me know in the comments, because I mean, obviously I don't get the trades, or very rarely. Right, this again. Issue 1 was my book of the week when it was released. DeMatteis, JN, my old mate JMD. Well, I've loved. If you follow my back issue videos, you'll notice on there I've been a fan of his since year dot. His writing. It can be off the scale insane. I don't think he'd mind me saying that. He has a lot of fun with this. He has a lot of fun with his storytelling, and as the reader, so do we. And this is a Great story. It's a great comic. 2 issues. It just got beaten to the post of best comic book of the week by this. And again, it's another beautifully rendered. George Corona, who's doing Transformers. Beautiful art job on this. And Scotty Young's writing is getting better and better and better. Just that old school, properly old school Western vibes. That's my book of the week. It's a big old boy as well. I don't know how much they charged us for that. $5.99 is still good value for a lot. The double size spectacular beginning. So five honourable mentions to make up my top 10. Like good comics that have come out this week. Geiger continues to be quality. Obviously, Jeff Johns writing it, Gary Frank's artwork with Brad Anderson's colouring, which it needs in this, with those luminescent greens for the hero of the story. Awesome. Recommend Geiger. Get the trade, whatever you've got to do to catch up with Geiger, because I know it goes back a bit in Mint, and they do mini-series to keep the quality. Same creators. End of. Love it. But a continuing story. Love it. Issue 1. Philip Kennedy Johnson, Crocodile Black. The guy, it's about a teenager. I won't give any spoilers away, by the way. But such an intriguing story about a young guy with his own problems. And what an intriguing first issue. It is nothing totally unexpected situations and scenarios. Really totally unexpected. With classic characterisation, but the situation that come up for me anyway. And it's a beautiful setup. Really good setup. This continues to be a fascinating Ram V. One of his, I say one of his best, but they're all one of his best for me. Ram V. For this little reader and reviewer and collector, he's one of the best writers in the game at the moment. And this future noir detective thriller is right up there. Love it. This continues to go from strength to strength as well. It's the Jed McKay is my completely opposite to Ram V. I run hot and cold with Jed McKay. 1 minute he can be writing something that I like, next minute he's writing something that I detest. This I love, and again, it's the dynamic between Doctor Strange and Clear that I'm really enjoying in this book, and it's a Blood Hunt tie-in. I'm not going to start my whinge of the week, but it was about Blood Hunt tie-ins. But I'm going to wait for a couple more to come out, and I'll make it a proper rant of the week. So, but we're keeping all this positive, so I won't go there. And the last one in my honourable mentions, Gone Distillery. Every single book they have released so far, bar none, and I know they do it every, these are quarterly, which is the only thing I don't like. But that's only because I'm greedy and I want more. But they've got consistent quality, a widely diverse. I don't think I did. Just quickly, did I mention Somna? Just quickly, I recommend that as well. And I think I did Spectrograph. I'm pretty sure. If I didn't, let me show you that beautiful cover by Christian Ward. I may have even done it in the anyway. But while I'm there, I just thought, and did I have? No, I must have put. Oh yes, I have. Bear with me. Sorry, guys. I just suddenly thought, why not show off all the other distillery books? Well, and there's one more, the Blood Brothers and Blood. The Western one. This Blasphemous is mad. I think I did describe it as mad as a bag of frogs, which is trademark and copyright me. Anyway, that's my top 10, guys. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. Let me know in the comments what your top 10 was, or if you're over on Threads, which is a great, a positive, great community of comic book collectors and readers and geeks over there. If you're not on threads, get on it. You will not regret it. Yeah, come at me on that. And if not, join me after the scroll for a deep dive on the top 5 and the cover of the week. Right, straight in with The Witcher. Like I say, I'm not a particularly massive fan, and I don't know anything about any of the creative teams, so I jumped straight in. But what dragged me in was obviously the cover. I thought that's a glorious cover, and the artwork by Corrado Mastantuono. He is gorgeous, and the colouring, Matteo Vitani on the colouring, and that's not what you think, because when you turn the page. But look at this artwork. It reminds me of Al Williamson. The guy, the Italian artist, is a star. He's mostly done, from what I know, he's Disney. He's done Disney comics over in Italy, Europe, and I think this is his first US comic, and you can tell that he's the old school, and he's in his 60s, I think, the guy, and he's a proper draftsman, like Al Williamson. The detail and the everything's correct. The anatomy's correct. It's not heavily stylized, but it's a good style. The colouring is glorious as well. And this is what I thought we wanted from The Witcher. It's certainly what I consider is just a decent fantasy comic. And you've also got, which I really enjoy. So you've got, the Battle Royale, and they introduce us to this character here. Now, forgive me, because I'm not I'm not a fan. And this love interest. It doesn't say her name here, does it? Don't even know if it mentions her name. Anyway, if you're a fan, I think you might know Fenwin or something. That's her name, I think. Anyway, they've got a little bit of everything going on. And I really, really enjoyed that. And I think you can see why I really enjoyed the artwork. Like I say, he gets everything right. There's not, anatomy, animals, horses, any angle, nighttime, daytime. Everything is spot on. Really, really enjoyed it. So I hope that's kind of giving you a little taster of that little 5-issue mini. So if you're not into the floppies, that'll make a nice trade. And another one, which is Rick Remender's writing a glorious story in this. Don't get me wrong. Issue 8. Now this is the second arc. This is the second part of the second arc in this storyline. And our main character, Pigeon, is going back home to his hometown. He's escaped the clutches of the first trade paperback of the enemy, and he's going home. And it's not the welcome he thought he'd get. That's where he thought he'd find his family, and he certainly doesn't get the welcome he wanted. There's mud in your eye, as they say. As the sacrificer, all the villagers are blaming him for what happened to the village. But the glorious artwork, it is Fujian, isn't it? Is that it? Fuimara, sorry, forgive me. Max Fuimara's artwork on this, I think, it really does suit the storyline, and it's glorious. And Rick Remender's given us a turning point. This is part 2 of chapter 2. It really gives us a turning point, which I won't show. I'll just go up to a point. We're introduced to this character now. I don't think that is the emperor or the king. Just like some kind of priest in the believers that send these and he's the Pigeon is asked, look, fulfill your sacrifice. So basically he was bred to be sacrificed. Then he got sacrificed. He got sent off to the big city, so to speak, the leaders of the realm, and he's come back. And this guy here is saying, no, fulfill your sacrifice. Look at the glorious artwork. And this is what I love. Sequential art. I love it. No sound effects, no anything. You've got the setup there. You don't need he started crying or he feels really sad. You don't need it. Come on, it's a visual medium. Love all this. You get the pomp and ceremony of his stature. You get everything within this artwork and this storytelling. And I won't go any further. That's about halfway through. Just wanted to show you and also recommend that first trade paperback. The only downside is that if you haven't got the first trade or the first 7 issue or the first 6 issues of the first storyline, you kind of won't get the full. That's the only thing I would say, which is understandable in a continuing storyline, I suppose. You know, I'm not knocking it for that. I don't think I've done this at all, unless I did it. No, I don't think I've done a deep dive on this. But Jesus size artwork on this, J. Michael Straczynski. They're really hitting their stride now, and I wish they would just keep Jesus Science on the art, or swap him out, storyline for storyline. So get someone to do 5 or 6 issues. Get someone, and it's getting weird and wonderful now, bringing in all these new characters through the front door, which is a club which isn't what it seems. It's at the forefront, and these are all mutants and misfits and outcasts, which Steve Rogers in the previous stories has committed to protecting. And this is the kind of thing, he's out in Chile, the Atacama Desert, and he's in the desert, but obviously there's penguins there as well, in that area of the world. That's he's just standing there looking at him. But that comes back at the end. There's a point to it. It bookends this issue beautifully. And if you've seen my thread, you know what I mean. And then these are all the weird and wonderful characters. There's a mutant here who works in the club, but and like I say, it is a front for something. It is the entrance to something, which is here. Look, bosh. I like the way they just got away with it like that. He's got a see-through shield now. Mystical powers have been at work. And look at this gorgeous artwork, though. I just think it's glorious, and actually a great colouring job. Who's on the colouring? Matt Hollingsworth. So yeah, it's in good hands there. Good solid hands, experienced hands. And he's off on a quest to find 2 people that they need to fight the coming war. But obviously all is not what it seems. Here's another mutant here with a power of kind of duplicating his skin somehow. Wasn't quite clear, but I think the more he uses his powers, the more we're going to understand. And they send in it's kind of like a trap. They knew Cap would be going after this guy, so it's kind of like a trap. Which is, and it's a great setup. Really is a great setup. And I know that a lot of people don't like Jesus size artwork. I don't know why. Love this stuff. So he sends this one out, the mutant guy who Cap's just found, as a diversion. And then what I did like, what was really nice in it, and I know it's been done before, but one of the singers at the club is, you hear her voice over the battle scene, which I thought was really nice and a little bit on the nose, maybe about look, normal. It's a little bit Rocky Horror Picture Show, but like I say, across the battle, he's using his powers. He's holding his head. Yeah. Anyway, it really is nicely done, and this is what we like to see Cap doing. So it manages to fit. I think that's why I enjoyed. Boom, nuclear family. She ends the line of the song. Boom. And I won't show no more. Like I say, I don't want to give away too many spoilers with this stuff, but like I say, nice. It's a nice job. It's really rocking and rolling issue 9. I think you've got to give it the first story arc. If you're going to try it, give it the first story arc. Give that a chance. If you don't like that, obviously you can't carry on. And this bad boy, and I mean that in the good way. Michael Stay Maria, don't know what the stat. I don't know. And obviously, this was my book of the week, wasn't it? So I'm kind of showing you twice. But how JMD is handling this old school romp is wonderful. Just that little bit. The art is great, and how he's handling, and it's the relationship stuff. It's not the battle royales, to be fair. For me, this is the proto Goblin kind of thing. That's Harry's mum, obviously Thingy Bob's wife, Norman's wife, and yeah, it really is these moments again between May and Peter. You know, they both don't want to. They both want to be strong for each other, kind of thing. It's really beautifully done, I've got to say. JMD, some of his nicest, some of his most sophisticated writing, I would say. Really enjoying it, and he shows how it should be done, because each issue is kind of like another story within itself, which is what I also like. That's why I think it's 2 issues where I've really enjoyed them from front to back, in and of themselves. It's like it's got that old school Marvel feel, where you had to know the powers and of the main characters and what happened in the issue before. In the first 6 issues of the comic back in the day, that was a requirement of the writers, from the editors. Is Sandman, and this is done really nicely as well. How this ends up. Basically, Spider-Man can unleash on Sandman. He's been frustrated up to this point, because this is in the early days of when Peter Parker gets his powers, and he doesn't want to hurt anyone, so he's holding back. But with Sandman, he literally, let's have some, so, nothing can hurt you. Oh, let's have some fun then. And he unleashes. He just lets go on Sandman. So, yeah, look. So, yeah, again, I know it's been done before, this kind of trope, he's going back and looking through the window with his family and all that, but it's just nicely done. It's just a good feel-good comic. It's fun. You got Peter Parker, that the fun bit is in the battles. Obviously, it's serious. Aside from that, I think that's a great cover as well. And book of the week. Well, yeehaw and all that. Scotty Young needs no introduction. Jorge Corona. I've got his name, the pronunciation of his name right. Otherwise, it's George. And just what you think is going to be your typical Western opener, but gorgeous vistas, gorgeous artwork from Corona. Unraveling, just the origin story of our main character. Here's a husband, had the kid. She's on her travels, met another old woman and her kid, So just getting it going. But again, look at it just gives you that, and I like the way the panels just went in like that, just to the fire, throughout the day, night, rain, just that passing of time until we've got the fire. Obviously, she's not very well, and she's on a quest. Here's a flashback of the doctor, trying to visit her and why she left. And that night, there's some mysterious goings on. Look how nicely done this is. Artwork and colouring. And bringing in this motif, I just thought was really, really well done. Like, it's eerie. To suit this eerie, it's like a calling, like a whistle, calling these people. And she doesn't know whether she's dreaming it or drowning, she's in the water or what. Great imagery. Look at that. Just just so much my book of the week. It really did flow, and a nice double-sized issue. Now, I wanted to just get to this point and look at the... It's like one of the old John Ford westerns where he used to frame people in the doorways and that. Now, I don't know if that's a little nod and a wink. Again, what a beautiful panel, look, with a reflection in the water. So, plenty of old Western Americana in the artwork. Plenty. Looks like there was some great research that he's done, old Corona, on these vistas, but it really does set the tone for it. Oh, look what's going on. But not all is, obviously, not all is what it seems. So we're about halfway through here, and I will leave it at that, so I don't kind of, we've got a flashback again. Just dotted in, so it kind of punctuates her journey on this quest of hers. Again, this great Western stuff. Just reminds you of all the old Western films you've ever seen. Just great stuff. Great. So I wholeheartedly recommend that. If you're in, not even if, I suppose you've got to be into your Westerns really. If Westerns aren't your bag, baby, then it's no good getting it. Design-wise, I think that's a beautiful cover. Although it's quite static, there is a lot going on design-wise. There's her husband and kid, the horse, everything, all the story elements are there. But that is quite a static cover. So, for cover of the week, if we only had pocket money for one comic, what would it be out of all this lot? Like, based on the cover initially, like what would you can't look at I suppose you could do if you had all the time in the world. I thought the Witcher cover was awesome. Like I say, it's what dragged me to it initially, with the galls and the eyes, two swords, does exactly what it says on the tin inside as well. Now, I know I didn't mention this, or that's because the comic is crap, but would this cover have sucked me in? I think that's good old Ramos on that, Humberto Ramos, who did the artwork, not inside, unfortunately, but on the original Strange Academy stuff. But I just thought that was a great cover. All their characters surrounded by vampires. I just thought there's a lot going on, and I did think that was a good cover. Although the comic is absolutely crap. Vader lightsaber versus overwhelming odds. Come on, that's going to get you excited. Doctor Strange with vampire teeth and a blood hunt tie-in. Now that's got to be intriguing, but probably a bit static. And I'm going to throw this one in, guys, just for laughs and a giggle. Look, man, but I mean, inside how they letter Scooby-Doo's voice is always like, rah. I thought that would be Ranbat, but obviously, look, how he says yeah is rah. And I'm even doing impressions now. But look, Man-Bat, no, I'm Batman. I just thought, wow, there's a joke on the cover. There's nowhere to hide. Play on words. This comic's great. Some weeks, it's the best Bat book. Not many weeks, because obviously the main Batman book was out this week with Zdarsky and Jimenez on the artwork. So no, that's not going to... But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that one in for a giggle. But so what's the cover of the week going to be? Doctor Strange, like intriguing, but a bit static. Same again for Vader. He's ready for a fight, but not really. Ain't No Grave, again, beautiful design work. Very, just a beautiful, almost like a film poster with that triangle of heads. Up to, but anyway, I just don't think that is cover of the week, although it's book of the week. And it is a beautiful cover, don't get me wrong, but you got by the way, you got the cypress trees there, but yeah, very well balanced, like I say, very artistic, technically. The Spider-Man one, fighting Sandman, I think that's pretty good with a hand. that's action packed. I think it's out of these three. I think Spider-Man beats Strange Academy. To be fair, yeah, I think it does. Because of the hand and the peril, and oh my god, Sam, it's a classic. It's a classic. But for my cover of the week, guys, I'm going to go for Witcher. Because I just think, I mean, I like the quotes when you read the story as well, like where he's in the comic, he's retired. I mean, I don't know if he's retired in the books or anything, but that's my cover of the week. I like the whole thing. I like the artwork. I like the design of it, and I like the simplicity of it. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. Inside, it delivers on the cover. So for that reason, I'm going to make that my cover of the week, guys. And if you followed me this far, I really hope you've enjoyed that, because I always do, waffling on about comics. Join me over on Threads as well, please, if you're not already over there. And please comment, like, or subscribe if you're one of my sexy subscribers. You know I love you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps. And until next week with more new comic books, I will bid you all adios.